In the world, there are millions of traffic accidents every day. These accidents occur due to accidental accidents, drug-induced accidents, drunk driving accidents, suicidal accidents, and the occasional pedestrian-involved accidents. The definition and the number of accidents can never be confirmed due to the fact that different countries have different laws and different definitions of the term accident. What I'm going to cover in the next few minutes is how to properly cordon and secure the scene and ID to help ID the guilty party for the traffic accident investigator to later find. Too many times inexperienced police officers don't know what to block off, how to block it off, and what witnesses they need to secure and talk to help that investigating traffic accident investigator. Initial officer on scene most of the time is not your officer that's going to be the one who's going to be investigating that traffic accident. Therefore, it is the initial officer's job to help preserve and secure that scene as good as possible, so that officer has as much evidence that he can have to help find the guilty party. No two accidents are exactly the same. Therefore, knowing the basic steps and the basic needs for a traffic accident investigator are needed to be known by that initial officers. Those 4 steps are: ID and secure the traffic accident scene. Step 2, provide medical assistance to any injured personnel that are involved in that traffic accident. Step 3, provide traffic control to any kind of traffic backup that might be going on. If necessary, ID any hazardous materials that vehicle might have been carrying, or any possible leaking fluids or power lines that might be down for future reference, so you can let everybody else know before they arrive on scene. Step 1, you're going to want to ID the scene and secure that scene as well as possible with one vehicle or how many other vehicles you have present. You're going to want to park to preserve evidence. If there's evidence in the road, you're going to want to block the road so nobody else can come through. You're going to want to park over on the shoulder so nobody else drives off that shoulder and possibly contaminates skid marks that might be on scene. Step 2, you want to maximize your visibility to others. So if they're parked if you're coming over a hill, you want to park on top of that hill to warn drivers that might be approaching you from behind. And then use your vehicle to protect others. For instance, if that vehicle's in the middle of the road and it's a blind curve, you're going to want to put your car in harm's way. Therefore, if somebody does come around, they hit your vehicle, instead of hitting that already hit vehicle that's already been involved in a traffic accident, use your vehicle as a shield. Step 2, you're going to want to provide basic medical assistance. Most first responders, most police officers are trained at a first responders first aid level. Alright, they have the basic knowledge. You're going to need to provide as much medical attention as you can to as many of those personnel as you can while you're there by yourself. In doing so, you're going to want to also identify any kind of injuries, significant or insignificant, so it can be passed up to medical personnel that are en route to your location so they can prepare themselves with what they're going to arrive and see. Step 3, you're going to provide traffic control and call additional units if necessary. If you get there and you notice that traffic's already beginning to back up and you have people that are needed medical assistance, you can right then and there you can call additional units in there to help you deal with traffic control. All right, you're going to set up a safe location for yourself and somebody else to allow traffic to flow in one lane and one lane only. If it's just you out there and you have additional personnel that you want to use to do it, whether they be civilian bystanders or fire personnel or EMS personnel that have nothing that they need to do, or there's nothing they have going on, use them. Step 4. Step 4 is an ongoing process from the time you arrive on scene until the time that you leave. You're going to look for and identify any hazards during the entire time you're there. Whether that be hazmat that vehicle might have been carrying. In a commercial vehicle, they carry heavy hazardous materials. And you're going to want to cordon the scene accordingly. And second of all, you're going to look for other additional hazards, i.e. leaking fluids, power lines that are down on the vehicle, power lines that are down off the side of the road. This is an ongoing process for the entire time you're on scene. In conclusion, by following these simple steps and these few guidelines as the initial officer on scene, you can accomplish your mission in securing that scene for the investigating officer. You need to do this by securing the scene first off. Second of all, provide first aid or medical attention to anybody that is needing it. Number 3, you're going to provide traffic control to ensure normal traffic flow to you or to the surrounding vehicles. Step 3, you're you're going to look for and identify any hazardous materials in the area, and also secure and cordon that if possible or if necessary. And if it needs to be cordon, be out greater, then you're going to need to identify that hazard and work accordingly to that. In closing, no two traffic accidents are exactly alike. Following the simple steps prescribed for you that I have described for you, you can ensure that the scene is safe and secure while helping to provide an investigator find the guilty party in the traffic accident. And knowing simple first aid and knowing these few steps can keep the scene safe and possibly save somebody's life.